do like a Mufasa and jump off your sofa. Don't do it. We love you.
Yeah, last time she was up there, she like stood there and like projectile vomited all over, like right onto the floor.
It's like exorcism.
No, really, like honestly. Well, hello.
Hi.
I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit on my microphone.
She's got the craziest look on her face right now.
Yeah, we're talking about my cat. For those who aren't listening, but who maybe one day.
You might be listening, but you're definitely not watching.
No. We are not recording a video. I have a zit the size of like a shopping mall in my face right now, so I don't need that kind of embarrassment. I have zits and I cover them up, and my friends are like, Marina, we're going to the gym. And I'm like, well, you never know who you're gonna meet at the gym, okay? So I like to look good. Yeah, I feel that. I like to intimidate the men who ask me to use my weights. I just silently glare at them with a wrath. With a wrath, it's just like, all right, fine. You wanna borrow my 15s? Fine.
A dude actually wanted to borrow my 15s. It was great because I glared at him. He like backed off very quickly before even asking. And then went over. I was not
so hostile.
Not getting into it.
Here's your
hate
orange
people
juice.
Asking me how many rips you got left. He walked over and grabbed the 18s, couldn't do it, and went down to a 14. And I was like,
wait, 18s?
We have two different sets. We have like the standard 5, 10, 15, 20 ones, and then we have by twos. So it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 18.
Oh, that's so odd.
Here, I'm gonna also.
Oh yeah, pour your orange juice. By the way, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Oh, have we? Oh, that's way too much orange juice.
It's okay. Drink some of it, and then.
For those who can't see, which is all of you, I poured 3/4 glass of orange juice instead of 3/4 glass of champagne
into our flutes. We're fancy and we have flutes. Well, hello everyone. I'm M. That's my name.
I am pouring a glass of champagne. That's my name.
Oh, click. Yeah. Happy start of the podcast, everyone. So yeah, welcome to Hot Takes with Hot Cakes.
It is.
This is an excuse for Marina and I to drink consistently and eat food,
which is
while talking about things.
This is my 3 favorite things. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Really, this is my 3 favorite things.
Yeah, this is just your typical Sunday brunch.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. This is our excuse to drink and eat and talk to each other and make people listen to us. Because we have funny conversations. We thought we were cool enough to start one, and here we are.
We weren't cool enough in high school, but we're cool enough now.
You don't need to talk about that.
You guys should be listening to us.
We don't talk about high school. Segue. The segue into our topic of this week, which is Encanto.
We're talking about
Encanto.
We are talking about Bruno and Encanto.
Yes.
And like we were saying, we do not speak Spanish. We know very little. We are going to try our best.
Yeah. I took French, and I wasn't good at it either.
Luckily, most of the words that we're saying were pronounced in the movie at least once, so we might be okay.
Yeah. I have like green shrapnel all over my fingers, and where did that come from? Is that from like the orange juice tub?
Oh, it's from this.
Oh, the sticker. Oh, yes, because I was struggling so hard with the sticker. Okay. All right, well, mystery solved. But yeah, so what are our hot cakes today, Marina?
So
besides us, obviously.
Besides us, we are the hot cakes. But this show, Hot Takes with Hot Cakes, we get to eat as well. And today I made us some specialty hot cakes inspired by Encanto and my favorite cooking. I made us arepas con queso. And I'm very excited because these are my favorite.
Oh my god, they look just like they did in the movie, Marina.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
I made them with not the right ingredients because I am dairy free, and also Publix does not sell the proper harina. They just sell regular cornmeal.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so delicious. Jazzy, get out of my face.
Okay, yeah. These are pretty good.
By the way, if you hear us, because we're not recording a video for this, if you hear us refer to Jasmine, that is my cat, Jasmine. This is being recorded at my house. I currently live in my parents' basement, like a cool person.
Don't worry, I do too. When I go home, I live in the basement.
Well, you at least go to. You have your own apartment at grad school.
Yeah.
But Marina and I are both out of college. Again, everyone who's listening probably already knows this.
Well,
but
maybe one day somebody will
maybe
know
one
this.
day. Maybe one day someone will
This
know
might be
us.
a new piece of information for someone out there.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not our moms.
No,
They know this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Jasmine is my family cat, and so she is stalking around because we have food and champagne. Honestly, she probably wants some champagne.
I assume you could give this to your cat; it'd probably be fine.
Not the champagne.
Oh.
The arepa.
I was looking fondly at my arepa,
Mm-hmm.
not thinking about alcohol because as soon as there's food in front of me, I don't care about alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Let me pause this while we eat our arepas because I'm gonna need a minute to.
I am just chopping.
I need a minute to enjoy this.
Cut to commercial.
Cut to commercial. Oh, it's going again. Whoops. Ooh. I hit a button. Well, now that our disgusting chewing mouth sounds are over.
I love the idea of sitting down just eating a lot of food. That's great.
That's basically what we're doing.
It is what we're doing. We're not eating a lot of food, but we're eating some food.
I mean, I did eat 2 Eggos, and those were my hotcakes that I contributed.
And then I gave you more hotcakes.
I will be contributing a family-sized pack of Eggos to every episode that we want to do. But yeah, so we're talking about Bruno today.
Yeah. Should we just spill the tea about Bruno now?
Spill the tea about Bruno. Yes, please. All right, Marina, start us off. Let's talk about Bruno.
Well, I'm going to start us off by not talking about Bruno.
Okay, never mind. We're not going to talk about Bruno.
It's still going to be about Bruno. My hot take is that everybody on the internet got up in arms. Not up in arms in a bad way, but they're just like, everybody was just simping for Bruno. Everybody was like, Bruno. So hot, so attractive. I want to talk about Augustine Madrigal. I think...
Wait, who?
Mirabelle's dad.
Oh my god!
They say his name exactly once, and he has maybe 3 lines, but I was just like, him.
Okay. Please, let's talk about Augustine. Let's talk about him.
Give Augustine the representation he deserves.
Okay.
I am a big fan of him. Also, he's voiced by Wilmer Valderrama.
Okay.
If anybody is a fan of that 70s show, I was never allowed to watch it as a kid because it was deemed inappropriate. But he was Fez on that 70s show. I think it takes place in the Midwest, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And he's also now in NCIS, which was my favorite show as a kid. I was that weirdo. That was
again, I never watched it, but
I at age 10 was like, I can't. My parents, no, you cannot watch that 70s show. NCIS though, let's see some bodies.
Serial killers
that are just washed up on the shores of Washington D.C. And I ended up going to school in Washington D.C.
I was about to say, yeah, you like lived in Washington D.C.
I did. I was just like, I want to be there. I want to stumble upon a petty officer. I did not actually want to do that. I stayed far away from any of the places they listed in that show.
Good call. Good call.
I saw him in that show and in that 70s show. I know he was nobody's.
What's his character in NCIS?
He is a investigator.
Do you have a picture of him?
Oh my gosh, do I? I just think he's neat.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah. But he voices, this is going off of just me liking him, not even
So you Augustine. Think that Augustine is, Augustine is hotter than Bruno?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
okay, well this is the whole point of the show.
Take.
This is the hot take. You're right. I'm not judging.
I think Augustine is just, he wasn't given magic, but he's a magical man.
Okay, please continue. I'm fascinated.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I just have a type. I have no clue. But guys with glasses,
yeah, that's fair. No, I concur.
I think he's attractive.
I think his mustache is a little.
I don't like mustaches, but that mustache was decent.
It was just.
I don't want to say it did something for me, but it's just not a bad mustache.
I don't know. He looked like I can't. Okay, this is ironic. He looked like a mouse to me. Like, the way that his face was, like, pointed. This is ironic because I think Bruno's hot as hell. But, like, and, like, he's literally the rat man. Rat man. But, like, I don't know. It's just something about, like, the way that they proportioned his character. He's not ugly. It's just that, like, he reminded me of, like, if Kristoff from Frozen was, like, a dad who was in Colombia, who didn't have magical powers.
Okay, but all you're saying right now it's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. I just like
Kristoff, great.
I should also preface this by saying I didn't think Kristoff was cute. I wasn't attracted to Kristoff. His body type, yes, but
I think he's the most realistic Disney man to date.
Kristoff, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I think Disney is trying to do more diversified proportions and like not just like the small little pinch nose.
Oh, he did have such a nice dad bod.
But I think like I don't know. I like the newer Disney animation because they're like, we're gonna show different like facial features and it's not gonna be just like a singular one. And so I was just like, yeah, Kristoff's great. Augustine.
You know who he reminded me of? His facial proportions reminded me of that. Just to talk about Frozen again, but it reminded me of that little Weaselton guy.
How?
Because of it, I don't know what is the mustache. I think
Weaselton had like a weird round like head.
I guess you're right. He really did. That guy looked like a mouse.
Me 50 seconds ago.
Maybe I just need to refresh on what
diversifying their facial features. Me now. His face. Round.
Wow. All right, well, that was Frozen. Let me see.
Augustine.
Please keep talking while I look up a
just
picture
think he's great. I understand why people like Bruno. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm like, oh no, not Bruno. But he just seems like a nice person. He's a good husband and father. He's there for his daughter no matter what. And he's like,
okay, I really blew his face out of proportion in my mind.
Let me see it again because now I'm like,
because he is a cutie. Like I don't know what I was thinking, but like it wasn't this.
He's a goofy dad.
He's a cutie. Like I do like that. I will say the hottest moment. I will give you this because the hottest moment for me was when he was like, I was thinking of my daughter, and it
right. I was like, oh, he's thinking of his daughter. He's thinking of his family. He's a family man, and I'm like, Augustine can get it.
He did have a very, very sweet.
Also, he and Julieta just produced
they're so
the
cute.
Prettiest children.
Oh my god.
And they're such a cute little family.
Such a huge crush on Mirabelle. Like, oh my god.
I thought you were gonna say Julieta, and I was like, okay, same.
No. Dolores is up there too, though. But no, Mirabelle is just so cute. I cannot get over her. Like, she's adorable. Oh my god, she's so cute. But so cool. Anyway, I
love her. She's quirky, and I'm like, I wish I had this character when I was 15.
Because
I was like, she's quirky and fun, and like, don't get me wrong, when we were 15, no, I think when we were 17, Moana came out. And I was like, she's fun, she's adventurous, but I'm like, Mirabelle is quirky and artsy, and I'm like, I could have related to that 15.
Yeah. No, that's very true. And especially, like, you know, on top of that, all the representation that they had in that movie. But there's so many, like, little kids, like, you see the videos all over the internet where they're like, oh my gosh, it's me. And like, oh, it just melts my heart.
There's one that I saw like a little boy who actually...
Is it the boy who looks like Antonio?
Yes! He looked exactly like him.
Oh my god.
Like, this is so precious.
Sorry, I
leaned into the microphone. Is so cute.
He is so cute. Antonio also.
Such an adorable...
Freaking
one of my favorite, like,
precious.
Like, little kids in Disney.
Yes.
Like, Antonio beats Chip in my mind.
Who's Chip?
The magical mug.
Oh, the tea.
From Beauty and the Beast. A classic.
I don't know why in my head I was thinking like Chip and Dale, and I was like, the chipmunk? I was like, Marina.
The chipmunk, I don't think they talk. They just like do stuff. Right?
I thought that they do talk.
Do they? I don't know. I never really watched Chip and Dale. I kind of thought they were annoying.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't really watch a lot of them either.
My other hot take is I find Chip and Dale annoying.
I mean, I feel like that's everybody, though. Okay. We derailed. Back to Augustine. Is it Augustine? Right?
I think it's Augustine.
Augustine.
I also didn't... like, for the longest time, I was like, where are people getting his name from? I don't think they ever said it. And literally, while I was driving here, I was listening to the... Yeah, I didn't know that they were saying his name. I was just like, I can't keep up. I don't... What are they saying?
To be fair, the first time I heard that part of the song, my brain was just like... I was like, there's so many words.
Just like, I was like, oh my god. She doesn't have any magical powers.
I literally had to turn on the captions because I was just like, I want to follow what she's saying because I know it's important. It's just that I was tired when I first watched that movie. And that moment happened and I was just like, oh my god. I was like, that's just a waterfall of words.
First time I watched it was on an airplane.
Take a breath,
I was just like, what's going on? My earbuds aren't that good.
Yeah. That's what's his face is also a hottie too. The guy who was supposed to marry Issa.
Oh.
We're getting there.
We're
Okay.
getting there. I mean, I wasn't going to talk that he was attractive. His name is
Mariano, right? Mariano?
Mariano.
Again, I apologize so much for all my pronunciation.
I had to do
butchering.
a lot of like, okay, what's their name again? Because I did
This
not
is
remember
why I like
Mariano.
Bruno. Because
they say his name like 50 times in one song. They're just like, guess who we do not talk about? Bruno. But guess what Bruno did last weekend? He ruined brunch. I mean, he didn't have any hotcakes.
I love him so much. Oh, he's so cute. I can't. Oh my god. It's his hair. I'm a big... Oh my god. Like, Disney knew what they were doing with the physics in that man's hair. Don't spin. Disney knew what they were doing.
Elsa's hair has got nothing on Bruno's.
But I don't want to interrupt your hot take. Please keep going.
I mean, that was just about it. I was just
So your hot take is that you like Augustine better than Bruno.
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like everybody was like, okay. I also didn't realize they were 50. I thought they were in their 40s, but they're all 50.
They're all 50?
Yeah, the triplets are 50-year-olds.
What?
Yeah. I was like 46. And
I was really projecting my age onto Bruno. Like,
you found a man with like salt and pepper hair.
Where was the salt?
He's graying.
I didn't see that.
He is graying.
I mean,
it's not a bad.
It's not a bad. But like, I mean,
but you were just like, oh, Bruno.
His. Oh my god!
I thought he was just like 23, 24,
not okay. Maybe not like 20. Maybe like I don't know what I thought. I just knew that he was hot. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm going to the we don't care about this, but I was like,
we don't care about Bruno's
age. We don't care about
age.
All. We're not ageist. That's what we're learning here today.
Yeah, we don't discriminate against older silver foxes or curly-haired rats. Oh man.
But yeah, no, they're all about like 50 years old. I assume Augustine is also 50. Looking great for 50.
Oh yeah, they all look great.
They all look great.
I mean,
that's why I was like, they're 50.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like the ages of everybody. I think the director put it on his like Twitter, and he's like, these are the ages, and I was like, they're 50.
How old was everybody else? How old is
Mirabelle and the cousin
Camilo?
They're 15.
What?
Right? I thought they were 17.
Oh no. I take it back about what I said earlier about having a crush on Mirabelle. I thought she was like 18.
No, she's 15.
What?
I thought,
oh no.
I'm
sorry. I apologize, Mirabelle. Never mind. I take it back. I'll just stick with Bruno. That's fine.
They're 15. I think Antonio's 5. Luisa is like 18 or 19. And then Dolores and Isabella are both like 21.
That was another one of my hot takes is that...
Oh, do you want to launch into the next one?
Sure.
Okay. Hot take number 2.
Hot take number 2. How is Luisa the middle child? Like, that is
I thought she was the oldest.
I thought she was the oldest because I'm the oldest and I related so freaking hard. And then my sister had to relate so hard to Isa because she always had to be perfect. And so, like... Señorita Perfecta. But, like, I heard that. Like, I think I heard that Luisa was the middle child, and I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute.
I thought she was the middle child. I thought she was the middle child. Then I think somebody told me, no, she's the oldest, and I was like, okay. And then I saw that she's the middle child.
It's just, it makes so much sense that she would be the oldest child. Like, you know, I'm frankly indignant that Luisa isn't the oldest child because her song, like, I related to her so much, like, just having, like, to carry the weight of everyone's expectations, because you're the first one, you know, like, you're the first one, and so you're expected to, like, you know, take everything, like, you know, take the hits as they come, and, like, you know, just be the strong one, because, like, you know, your other siblings are younger, and, like, you know, they're still learning, so you have to be patient with them, and, like, it's like I'm upset. Like, that is my hot take, is that I'm upset that Isa, like, I get it. I know that there are some family dynamics where, and I can see it in my family too, where, you know, to an extent, I did have to be, quote, perfect in a way. I think I felt more in tune to Luisa's definition of perfection, because she and Isa both had to be perfect. Really, everyone did. Because Abuela expected them to, and that's coming later about Abuela.
Great, yeah. Yeah, same, yeah. Okay.
But
a little preview,
but we'll get to Abuela. But I I just really thought that Luisa, like, she, like, I don't know, like, I related so hard to, like, just having to be the strong one and the one to, like, you know, emotionally and not really physically, because I am unfortunately the smallest of all of my siblings at this point, and they won't let me forget it.
You mean you can't lift like 10 donkeys on your shoulders?
I used to be able to. Over quarantine, I got
your
best shape of my life.
Your magical door faded.
My magical door really faded out. Like, can't lift an empanada. That's me right now. Like, I can't. That's what Issa said at one point in the movie. But anyway,
oh my gosh, that's funny.
That's enough. I'm derailing, but like, it pisses me off so much when there's a super strong character in a movie and then they like lose their powers, you know, quote, lose their powers for some reason or another, and then all of a sudden they're weaker than the average human. Like,
she was still moving a piano around. What are you talking about?
No, but like
she was like dragging a piano
but
through
like
the door.
with muscles like hers, like the effort that she was putting in was way too much based on like the muscles that she had. Like, even if her super strength was gone, she should have still kept the strength that those size muscles should give you. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I think
like,
that makes...
I know the contrast wouldn't, because she would still be stronger than everyone else. So like, you know, the contrast isn't as... I think she still was
strong. Like, I think the thing that that I took from it, at least, was like, she's lost her powers. She's still strong, but because she doesn't have her powers that are strong, she feels way weaker. So I guess it's maybe like not an over exaggeration, but she's just like, I don't have
the other
anything
extreme.
now.
Yes, because that's
even though I can still drag a piano through the house, it's still like a big shift for her. She used to be able to easily pick a piano up with just one hand, and now she's like, I can just drag it, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's actually...
And you know Casita was helping with that.
Oh yeah, Casita. Yeah, Casita was a G, man. That house.
You know what? We all, like, every Disney movie has its little cutesy sidekick. And I love the fact that this time around, it was a house.
It was the whole house.
The whole house was there.
The whole house
it was just like, we got drawers, we got doors, we got floors, all percussions, and we're ready to be there for you. You need a boo?
I thought that was
need a boo.
Mirabelle's power in the end was like the home. Like, she was the home.
She's definitely getting the house. Like, she's the next
the heir. The next Abuela.
Yeah.
I hope when they rebuilt the house, they gave her own room.
I hope so too.
I feel like they would. I feel like they did.
So. I assume so. I assume that they were like, well, we don't know if we're going to get our powers back. Everybody gets a room. And they hopefully built her one.
Yeah.
That's what I assume.
Yeah. Just to circle completely back to what I was talking about, I think Luisa should have been the oldest. But it makes sense. Maybe it's just because I relate to her the most. And, like, I feel like my sister, who's the middle child, maybe she didn't, like, relate to Issa the most, but, like, I've heard her talk about how she feels like she needs to be perfect to make up for my shortcomings. And so she didn't say that. I would like to clarify. Lauren never said that.
It's definitely like a younger child mentality. Also not saying
that. Well, no, but it's like the pressure.
You're just like,
yeah.
Do I need to do? What do I need to do? Do I need to surpass my older sibling? And
yeah.
It's like, well, you don't actually have to. It's just all mental.
No, yeah.
Your older sibling,
but you feel like
great,
you have
but you're
to.
Just like, what do I have to do? I need to go further.
Oh yeah, no. I empathize with that a lot. You know, I didn't have to deal with that as the oldest, but you know, every position in the sibling, I don't want to say it's not hierarchy. In the sibling order comes with a different struggle.
I would say I relate most to all of their individual mental breakdowns. Like, Luisa's just like, oh my gosh, what if I'm nothing without what I have? And then Isabella is just like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but it's not this. And I'm like, wow, same, sis. Cool. And Mirabelle is just like, I don't know where my life is going. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm 15. I like art. I like butterflies. And I'm like, same.
Yeah. Well, speaking of butterflies, let's switch over to Abuela.
Okay, yeah.
Our hot takes about Abuela.
A joint hot take.
This is a joint hot take.
We did not plan this fully. We were kind of like, we'll talk about Abuela, but like,
yeah. So, would you like to start, or do you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay, go for it.
So I think I watched this movie 3 times. To be fair, the first 2 times was not fully paying attention. I was.
What?
Well, the first time I watched it on a plane, I don't think watching movies on the plane really counts because you don't get the full thing.
I watched Bohemian Rhapsody over someone's shoulder on a plane.
I love doing that. There are sometimes I start watching my movie on the plane, and then I'm like, what are they watching? That's way more entertaining. And I'm like...
Instead of switching your movie,
but
you just watch
the worst, though, is when you can't figure it out. Like, there's been times that, like, some old 70, 80-year-old man is watching...
You're playing Guess the Movie.
Yeah, well, he was watching, like, an old war movie or something, but I was like, that looks kind of entertaining. What's happening? And I'm like, well, I can't tell what it is. I don't even know what war this is. It's just war.
Which war? Let's play the game of
honestly,
which war.
If you're watching a movie about war on an airplane, assume it's World War I or II. Especially if it's like an older man. It's more likely not World War I or II.
That's fair.
And if we're being even more fair, it's 2. So I watched ENCANTO 3 times. Once, the first time on an airplane, which I personally don't count, because though I was fully paying attention, you just can't get all the details on an airplane. The second time, I had COVID and was at home quarantining. And I was like, okay, I am going to watch this. And then halfway through, I was like, I'm going to bake a pie. I made a delicious pie. Everybody liked it. It was safe. Don't worry. Nobody got COVID. But...
we know you're safe, Marina.
Oh, yeah.
I also told Omicron got everyone, even if you're vaccinated.
I also told all of my roommates that I gave it to. I was like, "Hey, I baked this," and they're like, "Yeah, we don't care. Give us the pie." And I was like, "Great, cool." Anyways, so like halfway through the movie, I was like, "I have to whisk my lemon curd." It's like 30 minutes of whisking, so I like missed like a good chunk. And then finally, I watched it a third time. Sat down with my roommate, and we watched it, and I was able to fully grasp it. The first 2 times, though, I was kind of like, Abuela isn't great. But the third time, I finally was like, okay, I see her whole story. And I understand why she, like, held so tightly onto her family. But it just still makes me so sad for Abuela and the whole family that, like, there is just, like, the death of her husband just ended up affecting them for generations. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is a sad, traumatic story, obviously, masked behind some very beautiful music.
Do you know the lyrics? Have you heard that song that plays in English?
Yes. Also, for those of you who... I highly recommend, if you liked the guy who sings Dos Oruguitas, Sebastian Yatra, listen to his other music because his voice is like an angel.
It is so gorgeous.
It's so good. I highly recommend just going on Spotify and listening.
Like, Michael Bublé better watch out, is all I'm saying.
He's way better than Michael Bublé. He's also, yeah. But yes, if you like Dos Oruguitas, I highly recommend listening to the rest of his music. I think it's a beautiful song. It makes me cry every single time. I listen to it, like, when I'm getting ready to bed. I turn off, like, all the lights except for, like, my lamp, and then I just cry. But...
Listen to it. If you watch ENCANTO with the English subtitles on, you'll get the English lyrics to that song. And
they also have the English version in the credits.
Oh, he
sings an English version.
Oh my god, my dumbass just completely forgot about that.
Yeah, he sings an English version. I was like,
he does. You see, I'm such a hypocrite because I am such a big proponent of like watching, because I'm an animator, right? And so like I'm such a big proponent of watching all of the credits every time you watch a movie for the first time. My problem is I've gotten into a habit of like watching the credits, but like talking while I watch the credits. And so like I feel
waiting for the Marvel movie credits to be over.
Honestly, so this honestly is my training for it. Like I honestly, I do that at the end of every movie I watch for the first time to prepare for end credit scenes in Marvel movies.
But yes, I think Abuela's story is very sad, but it makes me very sad because this was my hot take. I wrote down is that I think she's living vicariously through Isabella and Mariano, because if you look at young
Abuela
Alba, right?
Alba
and Pedro,
yeah,
they look like Isabella and Mariano.
My god,
I was like, in my head, I was like, is that correct? And then I looked it up and I was like looking at pictures side by side. I was like, they do look a lot alike. And the first time I noticed this was little Isabella when she had like her door ceremony. She had like 2 little braids in and she looked really like adorable and cute. And I looked at her and then I looked at Abuela when she was young. I was like, oh my gosh, they look like she's a spitting image of her.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, oh, she's living vicariously through them. And I was just so sad. And like, I feel like she puts Isabella first, which is why she's always like very not protective, but like she wants her to be perfect because she sees herself in her.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I feel like they just focus. I mean, obviously the focus was on Mirabel's side of the family, but I feel like still like there are certain characters that Abuela was like, this is who I love. I love Isabella, and like I love Peppa. But like I feel like I never really saw Abuela and Julieta interact except for when she was like, I was trying to protect my daughter, or like you aren't protecting the family and thinking about it. And still that was mainly Augustine talking, being like, I'm protecting my daughter. But
they had that moment on the stairs, right, where she was like, this night's gonna be hard on Mirabel, so be nice to her. Yeah. And then she was like, if it doesn't go right tonight, it's going to be hard for us all.
Yeah, like, but it just feels like she brushes certain family members under the rug because she's just like, oh, I want to focus on these ones. And I think that all obviously comes from the place of like tragedy and trauma that she had from like her whole family, like her whole family town being like burnt down and her having to run away and lose her husband. So it's all understandable, but it just makes me very sad.
No, I agree.
But I do like the fact that wasn't a traditional Disney villain for this movie. Yes. It was like, no, she's not the villain. She is a victim as well. And she's just trying her best to cope. And in a way that is like holding on to her family, but she didn't realize that it's not letting her family grow because she didn't want it to grow. She wanted to be her and Pedro.
Yes.
It makes me very sad.
Oh, that's a very good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Because my hot take is very similar, where it's a focus on I have like an article pulled up here that I really like.
Oh, it's got pictures, y'all.
Oh my god, it's got pictures.
We'll drop it in the show notes.
It's from the Mary Sue, and it's by Kate Sanchez. And the title of it is Disney's Encanto and Intergenerational Trauma. And I'm not gonna like read the article to you, but like you can read it yourself. It's a really good article. The author, she touches on I assume it's she. The author mentions how she relates so hard to Mirabel because her grandparents growing up, and her mom especially growing up, she was called racial slurs in school, and she was beaten for speaking Spanish. And so as a result, her mother didn't teach her Spanish, and her mother expected perfection from her from a young age. And she talks about how it took her talking to her mom and realizing that all of that came from a place of love, because her mom didn't know how to express her love in any other way than ensuring the quote miracle continued on. I'm not gonna teach you Spanish because I don't want to put you through what I put through, but in a way it isolated, like Kate talks about how it isolated her from her culture and from everything like that. And as she was like talking about it, I realized that and she equated this as well, like that's what Abuela was doing. Abuela, because of her trauma, she kind of in a way passed down that trauma in different forms through the generations of the family. And so that's why Mirabel, when she talks to Abuela at the end, something really important to know if you've seen Encanto is in the beginning, Abuela is telling baby Mirabel her story and how the miracle came to happen. Right. And if you notice, the Abuela, they kind of reenact it as she's telling it, and she is significantly less distressed and significantly less emotional in that, like, she just simply like sinks to her knees with like this like kind of demure look on her face. And then when she's when Dos Oruguitas is playing over like that final scene with Mirabel and Abuela, you see just the anguish on young Abuela's face, and like it's oh my god, it's gonna make me cry now, but like it's like you see exactly how much pain she was in. Like she didn't share that earlier because she didn't want to relive that trauma. Right. And so especially like to like young Mirabel, like she didn't want to, you don't
want to talk about it.
No, you don't want to talk about it. Like she would rather ignore it, and she would rather focus on pushing forward. And she wanted to put it behind her, but she wasn't able to because she never fully expressed what had happened. Like she had never acknowledged how deep her trauma went. And so that's what that scene always gets me, when like she's like sobbing and crying, and then the miracle happens, and you can see even at the end, like you know,
she puts on like that brave face to face, like, okay, this is what I have to do now for the family.
Like in the beginning, like you see, in the beginning, she's like holding the candle and like, you know, she looks like pretty happy. Like, you know, the casita is created and everything like that. And she's like walking around and wonder and all, and she's like waving at the house all happy. And then like when she's telling Mirabel what actually happened, she's sitting in a dark room by herself.
Yeah, with her
like with her three babies, like just broken.
And then they show her like pass through the hallway when they're talking about like, oh, you thought like I thought they had to be perfect and all that. And like it goes from when she's young to old when she passes the column. Yeah. But when she's both young and old, she just looks sad. Like she looks and she wears that black shawl, the mourning shawl. Like she never takes it off. She's always mourning Pedro. It's so sad. But yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, my hot take is that the reason that I brought up this topic initially for our first episode is because I was seeing a lot of Abuela slander on TikTok. I was seeing, so that was like a pretty heavy topic. I'm gonna turn it around to anger because I was so pissed at how people were so unempathetic to Abuela. The first couple of times I watched it, I was unempathetic because I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, you're just terrorizing your family. And then I was like, the third time, and like also just listening to the music, I was like, no, I get it now. She's just trying to hold on. She's traumatized. And like, so if you don't process your trauma, how are you ever expected to like move on from it? And unfortunately, it's something that can pass down through generations. And like, it's something that does happen, and it can happen to any family, and it probably does happen in a lot of families. And it's just something to be aware of and be empathetic to, because, you know, yeah, you can disagree and you don't need to like forgive. Like, you know, it's okay to like not forgive things and to still kind of work through them, how they affected you and everything. Like, it's all right to take your time in forgiving people who have hurt you. Like, that's completely valid and okay. It's just, you gotta at least have some empathy to understand, especially in Abuela's case, like she was trying her best to come from a place of love. Like, she lost her love right after she gave birth to these 3 children that she had to raise. So she didn't really have time to mourn. She didn't have time to, you know, heal herself. She just had to keep going. And then, you know, can you imagine raising 3 kids with those powers? Oh my god. Like, can you imagine like the pressure that must be on poor Julieta to like heal her siblings, and then poor Peppa, who like cook so much, all for everyone in town. She's cooking for. I know, and then like poor Peppa, who like, you know, every emotion she had was broadcast, so she didn't have any privacy. She had no privacy. And then Bruno is just like, and everybody thought he was weird. Everyone thought he was weird. That they all thought he made bad things happen just because he predicted them. But that's not. I hate that trope of like, oh, because you're the one telling me it's gonna happen, it's your fault. Yeah, it's like, it's the classic "don't shoot the messenger" kind of thing. Makes me so sad for Bruno. I know. But yeah, so that was my hot take about Abuela. Let me just say, if you're listening to this and you have like an Abuela slander video on TikTok, you need to rethink it. Is all I'm saying. Like, you don't need to just make a response and like just come from a more empathetic perspective, because she was doing her best. Okay, I'm not saying that she was like justified. What she did wasn't good, you know? Like, it was, yeah, you're right. It wasn't necessarily justified, but you understand why she was doing it and where it came from. And it makes sense. And I think it was I like the fact that it wasn't the traditional villain, like I said. Yeah, and I think that was where people might have been tripped up of like, it's supposed to be a traditional villain. I'm supposed to hate, like, Mufasa and Ursula. Hate Mufasa? You mean Scar? Scar. Oh, okay. I was like, excuse me. I was like, this doesn't seem right as I was saying it. Yeah, you're supposed to hate Scar. In your house, I think Scar's like my favorite Disney villain. Scar's great. But like, you're supposed to hate those. He's evil, but he's fine. You're supposed to hate those characters. Yeah. And so you immediately are like, well, who's the villain in this? Abuela. I'm supposed to hate her. But then like you actually sit down and you watch it and you're like, I'm not supposed to hate her. I'm supposed to understand, and sometimes in some places relate to her, because even if it isn't the same trauma, we all kind of hold that little bit of like something that you're holding on to that fuels you, and it might make you snap some days. But you just don't. We all got our triggers, and like we all like we all have trauma in some way. Yeah. Everybody does. No one is safe from trauma. It finds us all. So I just think it's important to empathize the different ways that people deal with it, because like it doesn't make it right. Like, you know, mistreating your granddaughter isn't like the best way to deal with trauma, I would say. But like,
she never had anyone else to help her or to help show her a healthier way to do that. And so, you can't really blame her. She was doing the best she could. Yeah,
I want to move us slightly
yes,
away.
Let's move us.
Still on the topic of Pedro.
Oh.
This isn't necessarily a hot take. This is just more of a question that I've been pondering for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, please.
In the very beginning, Mirabel slides down the stairs and she's like, "Good morning, Abuela Pedro." Where did they get that picture from? They had a whole portrait of him. And in my head, I'm like, did somebody like paint this?
I bet Casita.
I bet it's Casita.
I've been
Casita. Wondering that.
But that is a very good question. I think. No, that's a very good question. Also, how loose are the floorboards in that house? Because those things were creaking all over the place. Like, they were flopping all over the place.
They weren't loose. They were making music. They were making
aren't
rhythms.
Floorboards supposed to be, like, nailed or glued down? Like, how...
The Casita is magical, Ed.
No, I know, but, like, I think my problem is just that, like, just going along the same lines of just, like, nitpicking the heck out of a movie. Like, if it, like, click, like, the tiles, like, when she goes into Bruno's room, it's, like, click, like, the tiles, I'm, like, you could kick, I'm, like, literally, you could click, like, pick all of those up, and of course, the animator brain to me was, like, that must have been so easy to make, it's just, like, a bunch of, like, a bunch of cubes just, like, flattened and then, like,
I think I know how to do that in my software, as an architect.
In Revit?
Not in Revit, in Rhino, and like there's some coding that you can do. I don't think you could automate it, but you could do something like that. I think
that's fun.
But as an architect, I agree with you. Those things should be nailed down and tacked down.
Marina's an architect, and I'm an animator, by the way.
I have been in buildings before. I won't name names, even though it's hot tea. I think this is shit. It is terrible. That part was bleeped out, but you'll hear the actual tea. Went into this building. It's a brand new building and been open for maybe a year, not even. I think it opened like the spring before I went. So yeah, a year. The tiles, you could literally pick them up. A couple of my classmates and I were like, we shouldn't take one, should we?
You did not.
We did not.
Oh, dang.
Not. But like we did like flip one up and took it
it
out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a nice piece of like tile. It's like a wooden tile. And then they also had like a giant like piece of the window was cracked and the floors were all scraped and it was supposed to be a dance studio. And I was like, if you dance on this, you're gonna take up one of these tiles. But yes, as an architect, should be nailed down. Your contractor should tell you this.
Architecture advice from Marina.
As an architect, my advice to you today is put nails in your floors. Make sure that stuff is not flapping up like Casita is. But if you have a magical house, it's passable.
Yeah. Casita was pretty well built.
Yeah, Casita was very well built.
And then they rebuilt it with help from the town.
Help from the town, and literally Bruno just pouring sand on the ground and being like, "This is my blueprint," and I'm like, I love that. I'm going to.
My hot take for Bruno was that he was hot. Like I don't know if I explicitly said that before, but Bruno, it really triggered my protective instinct, and like just because he was so cute and like
you saw the floofy hair and went,
I saw the floofy hair and I was just like, oh. I was like, oh my god, I was like, he's so cute. I will cuddle, I will protect, I will take care. Like it really triggered my Florence Nightingale need to heal people, mostly men.
He's a fixer.
He's a fixer upper.
Okay.
Just bring us back to Frozen.
Do you have any more hot takes? Or, because I have like a final wrap-up segment.
Sure, please do your wrap-up segment. I've covered all my hot takes.
Okay. This is going to be a fun one.
Oh, yes.
We've kind of covered a little bit, but I have a couple of questions that we're both going to answer about the movie.
Marina, look at you.
I wrote these down.
Oh my god, I love this.
So, the first question. Who's your favorite character?
When we talk about favorite character,
just your favorite character.
It's Bruno. It's Bruno.
Deep into this. Who's your favorite character?
Bruno. Mirabel's a close second, just because she was so fun to watch. But yeah, she had such a great personality. She had like one of the best personalities I've ever seen a Disney lead. And she was just so like caring and good, and like but she admitted when she was frustrated and she got pissed, and also her facial expressions were hysterical, especially when she was like walking into Issa's room, like, hey Issa, give me a hug, like like I just thought it was awesome. Her animation was above and beyond. They did an amazing job. But favorite character, Bruno.
Okay.
Sure. What about you?
Isabella.
Isabella?
She's just cool.
Really?
She's fun. I liked her a lot at first.
She's
I was like
Flower Elsa.
I think that's literally what their like concept for her was.
Yeah.
At one point I saw some concept art that was like Flower Elsa and I was like, I love it.
Literally Flower Elsa.
She's just cool. Her powers are fun.
Oh yeah.
I
love the cactus that she made.
The cactus is
The
great.
cactus is
I
so
think
cute.
she's just great. I feel like I don't know. I like how she's just like, I don't really like what I'm doing, but I'm going to find out what I want to do.
I like that.
So I liked her a lot.
Yeah, I do like her.
So the next
Do you know who she's voiced by?
Oh, I forgot her name, but she's super cool.
She's super cool, but like, have you seen? She was in Jane the Virgin. She was in
Yes.
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah,
She was
she's
in
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol. Yeah, she is. I forgot her name. I feel so bad, but like,
I looked it up the other day because I was like, she's
Marisa.
super cool.
Wait.
And like,
Elevator music. Okay. Wait. Nope. That's Mariana. Wait, Marina, keep going. I found it. I found it. Diana Guerrero.
She's cool.
Diana Guerrero. She's also so gorgeous. Like, oh my
She's
god,
very, very pretty.
so gorgeous. Anyway, but yeah, Issa.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like
okay.
her.
Nice.
Okay, I have a couple of questions.
Oh yeah. Well,
So,
I can stop going on a rant.
Which character do you think you're most like? But I want us to answer it for each other, and like, I'm gonna say who I think you're most like, and then you're gonna be like, well, actually, I thought it was more like this.
Oh, I love that. Okay, sweet. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first, saying like who I think you are.
Okay, yeah.
Which I'm now like, crap. I didn't think about this.
I know
Now
who
I'm
you
like,
are if you need help.
I feel like you are. I could see you both as Mirabelle or like Camila.
Camila?
Yeah, because like I feel like both those characters are like the fun kind of like wanting to be there and be with all these people and be like, like this sense of adventure and just like a very nice, bubbly personality where you're just like, yeah.
Aww.
And like they like tell these great stories and they're there.
Aw.
And I think I don't know, I see that in you a lot.
Aw, thank you, Marina.
And like for Mirabelle especially, like she's artistic and she's doing all these fun things. I see that in you a lot.
Well, damn it, because Mirabelle was who I was gonna say. Mirabelle and Peppa. I can see you just with how like you have strong opinions, girl, and like it's a good thing. It's a real good thing. But like you just have that like you just have like she's just got that, you know, like she's just got like that it factor, and you are Peppa and Mirabelle for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I didn't even think Peppa for myself. I don't know. I was thinking maybe Julieta, possibly. She likes to cook.
No, yeah, you do like to cook, and I was thinking Julieta. I just think that
and I'm fairly quiet.
I'm
quiet.
You're not that quiet.
I'm fairly quiet, except for when I'm voicing my opinions.
Exactly.
Like right now, I won't shut up. Okay. Next, wait, no. Who do you think you're like?
Oh, I was gonna say. I think I'm most like Louisa and Mirabelle, just because like.
I see that. That makes it.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Louisa. She got like that one track mind. She's easily distracted.
One track mind, but
one track mind, but like it can go on many different tracks at once. Like she was like hugging Mirabelle, and then she got distracted real easy by that other guy.
She's like, yeah,
and like she was just like coming on it, and I'm like, yeah, that's me, because like that's how I am at work. People are like, I'm gonna need you to do this, and I'm like, on it.
The way you said coming was exactly how she said
coming.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I love Louisa too. But I appreciate the who'd you say? Camila? That's not one I thought of.
Yeah, I feel
that's
like
pretty cool.
I don't know. I feel like
he's got snark.
He's witty and he's got snark, and you like that.
What is that? Not a house.
I also just like this part in like we don't talk about Bruno. He's like 7-foot frame. That's so long. Yeah, I feel like you're the type of person that's like, let me tell you this story. I'm gonna embellish it just a little bit, but in like a fun way that you're gonna be like, laugh at me. It's fun.
No, you're right.
And I mean that in a good way because your stories are just like, guess what?
Oh, thanks.
Okay, I have one final question before we wrap up.
Okay.
Which character's powers would you want the most?
I'm stuck between Peppa and Louisa.
Oh, Pep. Hers is her cool, but like you're gonna get rained on a lot.
Yeah.
Like if you're
shout out
you're
to
just,
depression
like,
and anxiety.
I just feel like you have a bad day, or like somebody just says like you get cut off in traffic, and you're like, well, it's raining in my car now, and my leather needs to get detailed.
I also really like overcast days, so I feel like if I was in control of the weather, it would be like it would either be pouring rain or it would be like sunny and cold.
Seasonal depression would no longer be a thing. You could just be like, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna force myself to be happy, and it's gonna be sunny, and then I don't have to deal with the cold. Such an
interesting concept to like. Would seasonal depression affect you if your moods controlled the way? Because then it would be like, which came first?
If you can just make yourself happy, which is not easy to do.
Clear skies. Clear skies. I've been saying that to myself. I've been like, clear skies. But I definitely do the thing where I'm like, I'm having a bad day because it's cold outside and it makes me unhappy. Oh, I love the cold. I'm a big fan of the cold.
I hate the cold. I hate overcast days. I do like some overcast days when it's warm out. Like when it's like a nice thunderstorm. But I
do like
personally hate winter, and it makes me so sad. But if I could just like figure out a way to make me happy and it's just sunny during this winter, I'd be great. This would be awesome. I would be I tell myself every day, I'm like, I'm gonna move to like California or Hawaii or someplace warm permanently.
Permanently warm.
Alaska is my hell.
I sweat too much. Oh, Alaska would be great. I love Alaska.
Oh, it's so cold.
Alaska.
I'd freeze my toes off. There's no sun.
Well, I mean, sometimes there is sun
for like 3 hours a day.
Well, no, but sometimes it's all day.
It's so cold.
It's never night sometimes. But yeah, no, Louisa too, because like I just love
super strength.
Super strength. That's always been a superpower that I wish I had had, just because like I don't know. I want to be able to back up my bark. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I feel like I have the confidence, but like I need to back it up with like actual ability. like I can trash talk like some like 50-foot dude, but then like never be able to back it up.
I'm actually gonna be able to punch you if I have these powers.
Exactly. Not that I want to fight people, but like but you know, I just want to be able to secretly want to I just want to be able to back up my bark. That's I think where it comes from for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
I want Isabella's powers.
Isabella's powers?
Cool. She's like the poison ivy of this family.
Oh, you're right.
I like plants. I would love to just be able to like green thumb. I got a plant. You want a tomato? I got you a tomato. I hate tomatoes.
You can help me not kill my succulents.
Yeah, I mean, I
the most unkillable plant.
Love gardening. I don't get to garden often, but I do like gardening. I am bad at keeping houseplants though. But I think it'd be awesome. Like she's just like, here's a vine, I'm gonna go swing on it, it's gonna carry me around. Cool.
She's like Tarzan.
So
she makes her own vines to swing around.
And she just makes really pretty flowers.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Well.
Is
that it?
Yeah, I think this has been your Sunday brunch.
Your Sunday brunch.
Marina.
Oh my god, we did it! And it's only an hour and 8 minutes long right now. Well, about to be 9.
We'll probably cut it down.
I'm definitely gonna cut it down. We'll take some stuff out.
Let's do a full closer now.
Full closer.
Yeah. So.
How
do we do this?
You first.
Okay. Well, this has been your Sunday brunch with Em and Marina. I hope that someone out there is having a good day. And I know some of you guys are listening to this very hungover from your night out on the town on a Saturday.
Unless it's just my parents, in which case they're just tired from the walk they went on earlier today.
Well, I'm thinking big picture. This is episode 1 of 100.
Oh,
and there's just
is that our goal?
1,000. Yeah, of course.
Marina, do you want to end on a manifest for our project, our podcast?
I'm manifesting that we're gonna have a lot of listeners.
How many? Would you like?
Honestly, I don't know how much is a normal amount. Everybody in the world.
Okay, fair enough.
I want the people in Antarctica doing research to be listening to our podcast. I would be happy if we got to like just 1,000.
1,000? Wow, all right.
I don't know, is that a lot?
No. Like, I think that's a good goal to have for the long term.
1,000 by the end of the year, maybe.
I'm manifesting having a great time with you and talking about fun stuff, and like
yours is nice and wholesome.
Well, no. I was also gonna say, like, I would love it if, like, I would love. One of the main reasons I wanted to do this podcast is because I really don't like the sound of my own voice. Like, I really despise it, and I think that this is going to be a really great way for me to have to listen to myself
while
editing and just deal with my
all the parts
man
that
voice.
You're like, oh my gosh, I can't say this about some random dude.
I can't, it's just gonna be me editing, just like, you gave me nothing to work with. I'm not gonna be able to fix this. We just cut it all out.
You're gonna put it in, and it's just gonna be me being like, yeah, so, Mirabelle, yeah.
It's just gonna be all Marina. I'm gonna cut myself out of this entire episode. But no, I'm manifesting, I'm going to set 600.
Okay.
600 listeners. I don't have a time, but that's my goal to get to 600.
I want to one day have a Patreon.
You want to have a Patreon? Oh, that's a good goal. Yeah, we can do that. I want to have enough
people listening to this that I'm like, give me money. No, we'll give you guys special
supplement for my student loans, please.
I want to get a dog.
I'm getting a dog.
Yeah.
Echo's coming. Echo's coming, and we're gonna do. Oh yeah, we have a great plan for the episode where Echo shows up. We got plans.
We have lots of big plans. I hope you guys come along with them. Thank you for joining us for your typical Sunday brunch.
And we'll see you next week with more hot takes
from some very hot cakes.
Woo! Bye!
See ya!